So welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to do something very different, something I've never done before. I'm actually going to be breaking down your guys' outreach emails. So I actually put up on my Instagram story for everybody to send me through screenshots of their outreach emails for this YouTube video. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down, the outreach, what I would change if it was me personally sending that email out. I'm really just go through the best practices for outreach and what you need to be implementing into your specific emails and all that type of stuff. So I'm super excited for this video. Now make sure you go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you don't already, so that you can be a part of the next video of this nature. Now guys, as always, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. This video is going to be seriously value packed, and I'm super excited for you guys to go through it. And with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So I've got my phone here and I'm going to actually get my editor to pop up the emails as I'm going through on the screen so you guys can see. Now, this is the first email. So what I'm going to do is basically read through the email, then I'm going to go back through and kind of break down different areas and different things that I recommend changing up and whatnot. So, hi, first name. First line is some sort of compliment, of course. Anyhow, first things first, I'm not a fan of anyhow because it kind of takes away from the compliment. It's like, yeah, whatever about the compliment. Let's get into what I'm really here for. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a fan of that. I would change up the word anyhow to something along the lines of like a little bit about myself, or I'm sure, given I'm a complete stranger to you, here's what I kind of, something along those lines. I just feel like anyhow takes away from the compliment. You know what I mean? So compliment anyhow. We focus on online marketing for industry e-com brands, helping them grow, expand, getting their brand into new markets and increasing revenue/profit. We just wrapped up a project with case study where we generated 260 in new sales in 90 days and increased annual revenue by 105%. Any interest in having us take a look at your site and data? Would love to identify some low-hanging fruit that will lead to more sales. I would change up the CTA in this case. So you can see the CTA being the call to action, right? I would change that up because it's like any interest in having us look at your site and data. What does that mean? I'm not a fan of that CTA. The thing about emails is that you need to hook them in, you need to get them interested, because if you don't get them interested, then your CTA is useless because they don't get to that. You know what I mean? Like, you need to get them to the CTA. But then the CTA itself, the call to action itself, needs to be motivating enough. It needs to strike a nerve, right? I'm currently building out brand new modules for the Quantum Agency program, and that's one thing that I talk about in the new modules, right? It's about striking a nerve, making your CTA strike a nerve so that they almost they just have to get it, whatever it is, whether it's to book in a call, whether it's to see a loom, whatever it is, they have to get it because it struck a nerve within them. I just don't think that CTA is going to strike a nerve. So what I would do is I would change up that call to action, and I would actually tie it back in with that kind of quote unquote case study that you've touched on there, right? We just wrapped up a project with case study where we generated 268 blah 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 in 90 days, whatever. I would then that CTA I would change to, would you like to see a video or an audit or something along those lines? Would you like to see an audit of us breaking down this case study that we got from one of our clients? And what you can basically do is pull some actionable things and actually implement it into your own business, enter the name, and then from there you can say something along the lines of and we'll also give you some really underutilized audiences that work routinely for all of our clients, right? Something along those lines. That is going to be a lot more motivating to the client than what you mentioned there. So that's what I would say about that email. I like the structure. I think a couple words you can definitely change out. I think if possible, you could definitely find some ways to make it slightly shorter, more poignant. That's super important. But apart from that, I like that first email. So moving on to the next email. And as you can see on the screen, this isn't even the whole email. This is actually a video. So in a minute, the next bit will show, but I can tell already that this is far too long. Now, emails that are too long, or lengthy emails, I should say, can work amazingly well. But the way that they work amazingly well is when you send it to email lists. Now, in email lists, I'm actually going to put this down for a minute and explain this. So long emails work amazingly well. It's the same thing as Facebook ad copy. Long Facebook ad copy works amazingly well. But the problem is that it only works well in terms of emails when, you send it to a list that have physically opted into something. So for example, with my agency, I've got, a case study funnel, right? And so people, who have got an e-commerce brand, they go to that case study funnel, they put in their name and email, they opt in, and then they get that case study email. And so basically what I can do on my end is I basically start to build a list of people who have opted in. Now I can shoot them long emails because they've physically shown interest, and so I know that they're interested, right? But the problem of doing long emails on outreach is that you've initiated everything. So you can't really send long emails because they've shown no interest. And so, if you reach out to somebody, you're already taking time out of their day, and then to couple that with a super long email, you're just not going to get any conversion rates because the interest just isn't there. So you need to make sure that your emails are super poignant, concise, and straight to the point, because that's how you're going to get the best conversion rates, when it's just quick, it's sharp, straight to the point, bang bang bang, and the booked in a call or whatever it is, right? So as I say, the first thing that I could just very evidently see, I've not even read through this email yet, but it's just overly long. Okay, so let's still go through it though, and we'll pull some good tips. So hey Yumika, I hope you've been amazing during this beautiful summer. My name is Ferdinand. Quite clearly, I like that. Quite a bit of humor in there. I like that. That's good. My name is Ferdinand. I couldn't help but mention the website is gorgeous. I would say your website is gorgeous. I mean, the unified colors that work together and balance each other out, easy to read text, great font choices, and simple but unique photos all over the website. It's amazing. Whoever you or the team hired or is still part of the team that created the website, bravo to you and of course them. So that what you've just mentioned there, that opening section, you could get that over in like 3 to 4 lines. Now, but while I was doing some more digging into the company, sorry, I couldn't help but notice you're not using Facebook ads and the existing data on the Facebook pixel. This is a huge issue. Just to be transparent with you, Yumika, this is not only costing, I like that, Pecco, a loss in potential revenue, but it's overall preventing your company from inspiring more people to educate themselves about the war against single-use plastics. I like that. That's a very, very subtle personalization line, and I really do like that, because as I say, you've subtly added that in. I really do like that. A little bit about myself, Yumika. I run a digital marketing agency and we help out e-commerce clients, blah blah blah. By really just seeing the beautiful website, unique Instagram feed, and the main idea as to why Pecco was created, it really puts it in front of my face, as well as thousands of others, that Pecco is a beautiful company. But it aches me to see that you guys aren't using Facebook ads. We would love to go over a quick chat with you, Yumika, on how we can fix these issues. And don't worry, you don't need to move forward with us. Really, Yumika, no strings attached. We'll just be showing you how to fix the issues, and that's that. Look forward to hearing from you, Yumika. So I will say that there's different types of emails that you can do, right? So you've got your kind of just like blast emails where you just kind of send it to the masses. Those types need to be very, very poignant, very straight to the point, concise, as I mentioned before. An email of this nature, it's obviously very tailored, and the problem though is that this specific email, it's kind of in between, right? It's kind of in between. What I mean by that is it's kind of scripted, but it's also not, because there's specific sections where you've put in, obviously, specific information about them personally, right? So it's kind of in between. And if you do an email of this length on outreach, it has to be 110% directed to the specific company that you're reaching out to. If it isn't, you're going to lose interest, right? And so this one's kind of in between. So I would say either just make it way more compact, way more straight to the point, or you can keep it, but you have to make it way more personalized. That's probably the biggest thing that I would say. I like the way that you're coming across in the email in terms of, some things you got a bit of humor in there, which I like. I like the fact that, you are referencing certain sections of their business personally and whatnot. But as I say, at the moment, you're kind of in between the mass email outreach and the real personalized approach. And the other problem with emails like this, you won't be able to reach out to too many brands because, because of so much research that goes into it, because of how personalized it is, you can't really reach out to too many brands. So as I say, I would only reach out to brands using this approach, very, very personalized, very long, to, just those brands that you come across that are literally perfect. They're the type of brands that I would reach out to with this approach. So moving on to the next email, I can already see this is a lot more compact, a lot more concise, which I really like. from a bird's eye level view. So first things first, the subject line, quick one, owner's first name, so quick one James or something like that. Really like that subject line. You know, it's a really good pattern interrupt, and it kind of comes across as though you're a customer as well, which you guys know I absolutely love. So the body, hey, owner's first name, personalized compliment, again, like that. Last month we had a record month for one of our clients, a similar brand to company name. We were able to spend 4K and generate them 13K in rev at 3x ROAS in a single day, purely with Facebook/Instagram ads. If I'm being honest, I feel we could generate even better results for you, for your sub niche brand. Let me know if you would be interested. I can send you over a case study explaining exactly how we would do it. Okay, so I would say this email, again, it comes back to the CTA. I think the CTA for this email is halfway there. And what I mean by that is I like the physical CTA. Let me know if you would be interested. I can send you over a case study explaining exactly how we would do it. I like that, but I think the way that you've gotten there, and I believe this is Ben, I know Ben, I just think the way that you've got there can be a lot more enticing and a lot more like motivating for the prospect, right? Because basically all you've said is, if I'm being honest, I feel we could generate even better results for your sub niche brand. Now, I wouldn't be that salesy in the first email. You could say something along the lines of like, let me know if you'd be interested in me shooting over a case study. You'll be able to pull some actionable tips and things for you to implement into brand name. Again, as I used before, that that would result in a noticeable increase with your current Facebook ad strategy. That is a lot more enticing and a lot more motivating than, you know, if I'm being honest, we could generate even better results for your brand, right? And so, as I said, that's how you get really good conversion rates. It's when you make the CTA strike a nerve, basically, like I mentioned before. And I think in this case, I like kind of how things are laid out and whatnot. I just think that CTA could be a lot more powerful. So with this next email, I'm sure you guys can see exactly what I'm about to say straight off the bat, because you've been obviously watching up to this point and you're learning, which is what you need to be doing. And as I say, I'm sure you can tell straight away what the problem is from a bird's eye level view with this email. Too long, right? As you guys would have guessed. So straight away, as I say, it's just way too long, but still gonna read through it all, and let's break it down a little bit further. So, hi name, my name is, and I am the owner of a digital. So straight away, I'm not even gonna read any longer just yet. The opening, as soon as somebody opens this email and starts to read it, they're gonna click out because they just don't care. People do not care about who you are. They care about themselves. They care about their business, their customers. That's the stuff that they care about, right? How is their ads running right now? Are they at a 3 ROAS, which is where they want to be, or are they at a 0.5 ROAS? Is their website converting where they want it to be, or is it not? Are they, do they feel as though they're really getting as much juice out of their squeeze with their current marketing strategy, or do they not, right? They don't. The only thing that they care about is themselves, and it's not because they're self-centered or anything like that. It's because every human in this world innately not only cares about themselves, but they're their first main priority, right? They are their main priority. And so as soon as somebody opens up this email, straight away, they're gonna click out because they don't care. And also it's because, my name is whatever, and I am the owner of a digital marketing, it's just boring, okay? And as soon as somebody sees digital marketing agency, social media marketing agency, anything of that nature, they just kind of have this, wall up, and it's just like this almost defense mechanism in a way, where they see that and they just hate it. They just want to get away, So as soon as you open up that email, it's game over. So that's the first thing. And I'm the owner of a digital marketing agency that aims to help brands like yours to increase sales and grow their business with social media marketing. Again, social media marketing is a buzzword for a lot of people, and they just switch off. They just hate it. They want to get away. So I refrain from using that. Also, that opening is very, very scripted, obviously. And, I'm a huge fan of scripts. I really do like scripts. A lot of our emails are still scripted out, but it's the way that you go about it. You don't want it to come off as a script, right? As I say, you can definitely use scripts because they work amazingly well. I mean, it's literally how I signed my first 7 e-commerce clients, purely from scripts. And actually, they're the exact same scripts that, the students of the Quantum Agency program get. The reason I'm giving them is because they work. As I say, I got to 7 clients with my agency with those scripts, but it's the way that you come across with the scripts. It's the way that they're laid out, which determines the success of it. If the script looks like this, it's so obvious it's a script and people just hate it, right? It's just like, if this person doesn't even have enough time to reach out to me specifically, then there's no way that I'm going to pay them 3K a month or 5K a month or whatever it is. Now, the reason I'm writing this email to you is that while I was looking for a good hair product to give to my girlfriend, I came across your website and noticed some gaps in your current marketing strategy. I know we can provide you with a lot of value, especially because in these tough times, people prefer not to have as much physical contact, and this leads to fewer customers and fewer sales in stores. But we, with the right online marketing techniques, can position your brand and products directly from them through the internet and therefore increase sales. I was just wondering if you were happy to receive a customized video of a few minutes where I will give you some tips to increase your increase your marketing strategy, obviously all for free. Alternatively, if you like, you can book a call with me where you will receive blah blah blah, whatever else it said at the end. So again, obviously I'm sure you guys can guess what I'm about to say, but the CTA just isn't strong enough, right? A customized video, what is that, right? Yeah, it's customized and it's a video, but like, what are they going to get out of it? Is it going to help them? What does it entail? You need to be positioning your call to action in a lot more powerful way, because as I say, it literally doesn't matter how good your opening of your email is, how good, you know, the personalized section of your email is and whatnot. It doesn't matter how good that is. If your CTA isn't powerful enough, they'll read through because the opening is really good. As soon as they hit the CTA, they'll just be like, as soon as they get to the CTA section, if it's not powerful enough, they'll just click away and you've lost them, that's it. So it's super important that you make that CTA really, really powerful and strike a nerve. And obviously I've gone through a couple of examples of how to do that. Second thing with this email, it's far too scripted. You need to be making sure that you're, as I say, use scripts, just don't make it look as though it's a script. Be humorous, don't be so formal. That's a really big thing, especially, with Bax Consulting, for example, my agency, I can speak on that because I know what we do behind scenes. We don't actually like to work with formal clients. And so, in our outreach, we want to weed out those formal clients by us being informal, right? The formal clients, the corporate clients won't like that form of outreach. And so they, they'll just self-qualify themselves as corporate and they'll bounce. Whereas we like to be very, very informal with our outreach because we like those informal clients. And so this comes across as very corporate-y. It's very like strict and whatnot. So that's, as I say, that's what the third, fourth thing. And as I say, CTA has got to be a lot more powerful. So next up, we've got another one. This one, we've got the subject line, thinking about purchasing. Absolutely love that headline, that subject line. I love how everything's in lowercase. It's going to be a huge pattern interrupt. And also because it's not, grammatically correct, it's going to weed out those corporate clients again, which is really, really good. And also you come across as a customer, right? Thinking about purchasing. Who would say that? A customer would say that. So you'll get very high open rates, which is really good. So let's get into the body of the email. Hello, Chris. Huge fan of Niner bikes. Love your bicycles. They have great designs and amazing functionality. Anyhow, what is it with this anyhow thing? I really don't like anyhow. Maybe it's just me personally, but as I mentioned, I just feel like it takes away from that initial compliment or personalized line. I feel like it just kind of takes away from that. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm just not a fan of it. Anyhow, recently we helped to go from 20K to 300K in 4 months, making them one of the most fastest growing stores. Okay, I believe you'll add in the business name. Like recently we helped Nike, for example, go from 20 to, yeah, I think you need to reword that slightly, but anyhow, now recently we helped to go from 20K to 300K in 4 months, making them one of the fastest growing stores. Would love to schedule an appointment with you and learn more about your Q4 goals. PS, we are currently giving away Apple Watches to business owners that we hop on a call and collaborate with our team. Wow. Okay. I really like that. I don't know if there's like a caveat to that or something along those lines. But I've never seen that in an outreach email. I think that will, I think that'll be very powerful. I've never seen that before. I think that's really good. Something else though that I really like is the PS section. You'll find that a lot of people actually kind of scan through the email, any type of email, whether it's an outreach email, an inbound email, from a list that whatever it is, you'll find that a lot of people skim through the email, but they'll always read the PS. And so that's something that's super powerful that you can leverage, is by saying PS and then something that's like, intriguing or catches their attention, because that, as I say, PS, the PS section always catches people's attention. And so if you say something in the PS section that's really intriguing or powerful or anything of that nature, that will massively help, because what will mostly happen is that they'll read the PS section, then they'll reread the email. So, the PS section is kind of like another hook, another chance for you to hook them in to reading the actual email. Something else that I would say about the opening line, the personalized section of the email at the start, I would try and be slightly more specific, because it will make it more powerful, right? So like, huge fan of Niner bikes, love your bicycles, they have great designs and amazing functionality. Like, that's quite broad, you know, and kind of anybody could say that about any bike, because that would, you know, that would suit any bike, right? Any bike you could basically say great design, great functionality, right? But I would rather go more specific. So, you know, I know nothing about bicycles, right? But maybe this bike has like 4 spokes or something, you know, whatever it is, right? You know, you could say something along the lines of like, love that you guys are going a lot more left wing with the brand, and you know, really pushing the idea of 4 spokes. I think it's very, very innovative of you, whatever it is, right? You get what I mean? 4 spokes, not a thing, I know, but just go more specific, because that's going to resonate deeper with that specific client, because they know 110% that you're reaching out to them personally. So that's the other thing. And potentially the CTA in this section, in this email, would love to schedule an appointment with you and learn more about your Q4 goals. I do quite like that CTA, just because it's, again, quite left wing. You know, it's not like, you know, let's hop on a call to discuss taking your brand to the next level, or to discuss making you an extra 100K a month profit, or whatever it is. It's like, it's quite friendly. It's quite just, why don't we just hop on a call and learn about your more about your Q4 goals, right? I do quite like that. And something else that works really, really well within outreach is, you know, instead of saying, you know, booking a time below using my schedule or whatnot, another variation of that you could do is by simply saying 2 times. Now, this works really well is because it's not a question of, do you want to hop on a call or not? Because then people have that option of saying no, right? But what you do is you give them 2 times. So either one, you know, you're going to get a booked call, right? If they're genuinely interested, right? So you say, does Wednesday at 3 or Thursday at 12 work for you? The only options that they've really got if they were to respond is a time to book in a call. It's not no, you know, if you give them that option. That's something that you could do here. So you could say, basically keep it the same. Say like, would love to schedule an appointment with you and learn more about your Q4 goals. Does Thursday at 4 or Tuesday at 3 or whatever work better for you? PS, we are currently giving away, right? Something like that. I think that could work really, really well. But apart from that, I do like this email a lot. Probably my favorite out of this video so far. And yeah, I'm interested about that final section about the PS. I think it's super, super innovative, and it's just different. And that's what you've got to be in your outreach. You've got to be unique. If you're the same as everybody else reaching out, you're never good. You know, you're just going to get the same results as everybody else. You've got to be different. You've got to be unique. You've got to catch people's attention. And I think something along those lines works really, really well. Next up, we have got this one. So again, you can probably tell the first thing I'm going to say is it's slightly too long, right? You've got to be more poignant, more concise. So Hugo, I've never seen anything like Dream. I was actually looking for a new mattress, but instead I came across Dream, and I'm glad I did. I went through some of your testimonials and success stories, and Dream sounds life-changing. I've recently started to have trouble sleeping and I hate it. Without a doubt, I will be ordering Dream ASAP. Pretty good opening. So aside from telling you how amazing Dream is, I'm sure you know, I'm reaching out for a different reason. I'm a digital marketer at an agency called Skew Media, which works with e-commerce and info product brands. I'm sure you get hundreds of these emails a day, but I wanted to deep dive into the Dream brand before considering reaching out. Part of what I consider due diligence. Safe to say Dream is a winner through and through. I'm just curious if you have ever considered getting outside help with your current marketing strategy. I've personally helped dozens of brands take their business and online presence to the next level. So if you're open to a quick 45-minute chat to see if we can add any value to Dream, let me know. I love what Dream is doing and where it's currently going. Clearly the moon. My goal isn't to have some fancy sales meeting with you. Okay, so with this email, I can see that it's very similar to the long form email that I posted on this YouTube channel in a different video. So because of that reason, I would honestly say that you need to just kind of change things up, right? Because any time that you copy somebody else's email, and I know there's a couple changes in here and that's really good, but anytime you basically word for word copy somebody else's email, it's just never gonna work as well as it could, right? This is the same thing that I say to all of the students in the Quantum Agency program. Like, I give out my email scripts that, as I mentioned it previously in this video, that got me my first 7 e-commerce clients for my agency. From 0, I had no case studies to leverage or anything of that nature, but it still got me my first 7 clients, right? But I say to all the students in there to not use it it word for word, because it just won't work as well for you as it did for me, because that email was entirely built off of my personality, how I speak, my humor, all that type of stuff. So yeah, as I say, like, it's just not going to resonate as much with the prospect as it would when I wrote it, because, as I say, because of all of those reasons, right? So that's probably the biggest thing that I've got for this email. Like, just don't copy word for word somebody else's script or somebody else's email, because it just genuinely won't work as well for you. So moving on to the next one. This one, we have got the subject line as well. So with this email, with this subject line, I'm not a fan of it because of a couple reasons. First things first, hey owner, hope this video helps. I mean, it just comes off as quite salesy, right? Like, no, as I said to you before, like, I'm a really big fan of making your subject lines come off as a customer. No customer is going to reach out to an owner like that, right? So I think that that's probably the first thing that you need to work on, is building out a better subject line that has more like intrigue behind it. You know, there's more intrigue, like, oh, what does that mean? Let's open it. That's how you get those really good open rates, right? Again, I would say that this is probably slightly too long once again, but let's go through it. So, hey owner, I hope you're having a great week. I came across business name on Instagram and I've got to say I absolutely love it. So I'll definitely be getting one of your pieces. By the way, my name's Sam and I own a UK-based e-commerce advertising agency called Graphy Media. Given my inquisitive nature, I took it upon myself to dig a little deeper into what business name were doing in terms of the marketing side of the business, and I was slightly taken back. Obviously, Sam, you're in the program, so I would slightly just reword that a bit. I recorded a short video for you which covers a few things I noticed about your business and I hope it's valuable. Yeah, I don't mind that bit. I really thought I should bring this to your attention as a business owner and see if I can help you put a stop to this, so that business name finally gets not only the recognition it deserves but also stops leaving easy money on the table. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this owner's name. So there's a couple things that I would change up in this email. First things first, it is too long and it is a script. Obviously it's a script, and so scripts, as I mentioned to you before, they have to be straight to the point. They have to be concise. You can't script a super long email. If you're gonna do a super long email, it has to be 110% tailored directly to the brand that you're reaching out to, because that's how you're going to keep their interest for that amount of time. If it's too long and it's a script, you're going to lose them. They're going to drop off. The second thing is that obviously you've added in a Loom video as well, which makes it even longer. So I would probably restructure how you use that Loom video. What I would do is ask if they want to see the Loom video in the first email and keep that first email nice, concise, short, straight to the point, and ask for a Loom video. And then if they reply with interest, then you can shoot them over that Loom video. Not only are you going to get high conversion rates by doing that, but also it's going to be easier for you on your end, because you're not, you're not well, it's a script, but you're not sending an email of that length as well as adding in a 5, 10, 15, 20-minute Loom video, right? So you're going to actually be able to reach out to a lot more people and your conversion rates are going to be better. So all round, it's a win-win-win, right? The second thing is the CTA. Again, I'm not a fan of how it's structured, just because there's no striking a nerve in this section. One thing I will say is that I like that you disguise the link. I think that looks really good. Meet for an e-coffee and you've disguised that link. That looks good. I like that idea. But as I say, I think you just need to make it strike a nerve slightly more, in that you need to just make it more intriguing, right? That's obviously probably the biggest topic that I've covered in this video, is you need to make that CTA more intriguing and you need to make it more powerful, because if you don't, what's the point in them booking a call in with you right now? You know, if it's like that, right? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Meet for an e-coffee. Like, there's no reason for them to go ahead and book in a call. There's literally no reason. So they just won't book in a call. It's that simple. But if you make it like almost a no-brainer to them, like, oh my God, I have to book in a call with this guy or this girl. And the way that you get the prospect to feel like that is the way that you position the call. And so that's something that I think a lot of you guys need to be thinking about, because that's going to massively help with your conversion rates. So next one, this is from a guy called Gordon Young. Great guy. But one thing again that I will say is this one is far too long. And also the subject line, again, I'm not a fan of. The subject line itself is too long. I like to try and keep my subject lines maybe 1 to 3 words, because again, it has that pattern can interrupt, and no businesses are reaching out in that respect, so it's going to look more so like a customer as well, and that just looks slightly too formal, and it doesn't have, at least for me, maybe this is just for me, but as I say, for me, it just doesn't have like a strong hook, like it doesn't intrigue me too much. But let's go through the email. So, hey Kai, I love what you've created with Bax Consulting. Aside from the phenomenal products you provide, I noticed a couple other things about your brand that grabbed my attention. Firstly, your slick and user-friendly website is first class, and I particularly like your choice of imagery throughout your website, as well as all your high-quality imagery on your Instagram page too. It says a lot about your amazing branding, amazing brand. I would say again that this is a script, even though it's personalized. I don't think this is personalized, because again, it goes back to that bicycle example that I was saying about before, right? That could basically be said to any brand out there. Same as the bicycle one, right? That could be said about any bicycle. This could be said about any e-commerce brand. Like your website's amazing. Like there's nothing specific, and so that's not going to resonate too well with a prospect. Whereas if you was to say something specific on their website, maybe they have a function where, I don't know, like there's a bunch of testimonials, but they twirl around, right? I've no idea. It's just something that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, but there's something like that, and you mention that's going to resonate, and it's going to be far more powerful than something that's very, very broad, because that could, as I say, could just be applied to anybody out there. Secondly, the attention to detail each product received is fantastic, and a testament to your brand work and dedication, to your hard work and dedication. Again, very, very broad. So alongside telling you how great Bax Consulting is, I'm sure you already know, I'm reaching out for another reason. And no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just looking to provide you with some value. I'm the owner of a digital marketing agency that specializes in e-commerce products and brands, and we help them scale through advertising. Having looked at your current Facebook ads, I feel as though there could be a couple aspects you could tweak in order to get the most out of your spend. I understand that for many businesses, Facebook advertising can be confusing and expensive process. So that is why I've put together a free ebook that explains a few tips that you may find useful, Kai. Pages 4 to 8 will be the most beneficial to you. I like that. I do like how you said specifically pages 4 to 8 will be the most beneficial to you. Really do like that. And again, I like how you disguise the link. I love what Bax Consulting is doing and where it is going as a business, and I would love to help you make your marketing congruent with the rest of your business. Kai, are you free this week to schedule in a chat? Or conversely, just choose a time from my scheduler below. So, couple things with this email. First things first, it's too long. Again, this is another topic that I keep saying, but it's so important. If you're going to do a long email, everything, you have to physically sit down at your desk and write it out. It has to be that personalized. If it's a script, it just won't work. Okay, that's the first thing. Too long because it was a script. And maybe you did make that first section personalized, but even if you did, it's too broad, right? It has to be so specific to the brand, because if it's not, you're going to lose them. It's too long for it to be, for you to keep their interest when it's a script. The only way you'll be able to write a long email is by making it 100% tailored to the specific brand you're reaching out to. That's the first thing. The second thing is the CTA is okay, but I would restructure that CTA. Given that you've gotten an ebook that you're offering, I would honestly shoot that over to them first in the first email and not ask for a call. Just say, let me know your thoughts on this ebook. I hope it really helps. Something like that. And then I'll give them a week or something, and then a week later, re-follow up with them. How did you find the ebook? Would love to discuss more. Does this time or this time work best for you? Something like that I would restructure, because there's too much going on. They're going to read the ebook. I don't know how long that ebook is, but well, first of all, they've got to read the email. Again, as I say, the email is quite lengthy given that it's not personalized. Second thing, they've got to actually read the ebook. And so I don't know how long that is, but I'm sure it's probably pretty in depth. And then they've got to go back to the email, finish off reading the email. Then they've got to book in, then they've got to click on your scheduler and book in a call. And then they've got to physically go through, you've probably got questions on your call scheduler, and then they've got to fill. The process is just too long. So I would change up your approach, right? I would make the initial email far more concise, still personalize it, and then say, I think this will really help out. I like that section where you said pages 4 to 8 will be the most beneficial to you. I really do like that section where you've said pages 4 to 8 is going to be the most beneficial to you, because that makes the ebook seem intriguing, right? That makes it intriguing. If you didn't have that, you know, all you've got left is why I have put together a free ebook that explains a few tips that you may find useful. It's good, but it's not amazingly intriguing. Whereas when you say, as soon as you say pages 4 to 8 will be the most beneficial to you, it just makes them want to click more. So I love that. And I would put that into a shorter, more concise, poignant email. And then, as I say, leave it a week, and then a week later follow up with them, asking them how they found it. And then that's where you can kind of pitch the call, right? So that's what I would do in that case. So slightly longer video today, but I hope you found value in it. I hope it gave you some good understanding in terms of how I go about outreach, and really just some of the things that I make sure that all of my emails have. And you probably would have seen that there's a lot of reoccurring themes in this video in terms of length of emails, making them poignant, making the CTA strike a nerve, because if it doesn't, again, they just won't book in a call. So as I say, I hope the emails that I did cover, the people who wrote them, I hope it was helpful for you as well, so that you can reiterate on your emails, make them better, and make them convert at a better rate. If, as I mentioned at the start of the video, you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and follow me so that you can be part of the next video of this nature that I do. I'm thinking of maybe doing some different stuff as well in terms of, you know, breaking down some other stuff of yours. If you did enjoy this type of video, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.